Waking up with you for the thousandth time. Sipping coffee and juice, reading the New York Times. Yeah. You told me I'm the only one, but now you think you've had your fun. You hope I had a good time. Goodbye, we're done. I got you inside my head, playing every moment over and over again. I thought we'd survive instead. You're a heartbreaker, and now I'm broken. Waking up with him before the sun.
Good evening, everyone.
We pour coffee and then read the Chicago Sun.
I am, thank you. I hope you're doing well.
He tells me that I've changed his life. And now he
It
wants me
is
as
a
his
cold,
wife.
wet Jersey
Well, we
fall
had a
day.
good run, was fun, goodbye. I still got you inside my head, playing every moment over and over again. I thought we'd survive instead. You're making heartbreakers of the heartbroken. You're making heartbreakers of the heartbroken. You know, he was
I appreciate that, Chris. We'll be getting started shortly.
I should have warned him. I should have warned him that I'm an imposter. How does it feel siring so many monsters? And all I am.
So, you know what's really cool is when you start going to, create. Oh, Mosroth. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm not sure if that's Mosroth or Moseroth, but I appreciate it. I go and rush through the process of trying to put my notifications to other Discords, and I'm doing copy paste and realizing that there is a spelling error in. Actually, not so much a spelling error. I left out a W, and why isn't that showing up the way it normally does? So, slight adjustment to that. Just need a moment to get a couple of them out there. Dungeon Mr. Ty, good to see you, sir. Hope everything is well with you. So yeah, autumn has officially announced itself here in Jersey. We've actually been having a pretty good run. Cheers. I like the chocolate Cheerios. I could eat several bowls of those, and I have to be careful because I will eat several bowls of those if somebody doesn't stop me. The only Cheerios that I don't like are just standard regular Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios are good. I do like Honey Nut Cheerios. I mean, normally anything with honey with me is good. I do enjoy do enjoy stuff with nuts. But yeah, honey nut cheers are good. I don't know what else I've tried. I know I've tried a couple of others, but if you ask me what they were at the moment, I would not be. Apple cinnamon. Yeah. Yeah, no, the apple cinnamon ones are also good. I like those. I think we are back to the point where it's pretty much anything except just standard, plain, nothing on them Cheerios because I yeah, I'll never get used to that. But hey everyone, welcome to TTRPG Theater. I am your host Rob, otherwise known as Phantom NJ. Like I said, if fall has arrived here in New Jersey, we've had nice fall weather. It's been good sweater weather. Today is not that. Today is one of those cold, miserable, rainy days where the air is cool, the rain is colder. You stand out there for like 2 minutes and you are done. You want to come back in. My dog doesn't even want to be out there in the rain. That's how bad the rain is. It's not even a heavy rain. It's just it touches your skin and you're like, I need to be inside now. This is not good. This is not good. Why am I outside in this? So, if you're wondering why the topic for tonight is a little bit of everything TTRPG, it's because my original thought was I was going to try doing some editing of Anna's map. I did get a little tutorial on how to add things to the map, which was kind of my plan because I need to add stuff for my campaign. So I can start keeping track of where in Niron different things are. Not only that, the map of Niron is kind of sparse. There is not a heck of a lot to it. And I want to make sure that I'm adding stuff. What do you call it? Hey, Keith. I want to make sure that I'm like adding stuff like different keeps and castles to it. Some of the smaller towns that the party might be visiting. And there's being able to add that stuff is cool. I got a little strangeness where suddenly I'm not seeing stuff I'm supposed to be seeing. So I may need to like re-download the files and re-add them to QGIS. But yeah, it's cool. I am going to be able to add the things from the campaign to the map. Unfortunately, it was giving me errors earlier and I was not able to figure out what was going on, so I kind of had to scrap that plan. We're discussing character voices. Character voices are fun. Taking a left in Albuquerque. Hey, Herschel, good to see you, sir. Oh, man. I have not yet made it to Albuquerque. I've been close. Actually, what am I doing? Hey, Jay. Good to see you, sir. So you have a game tonight. I will be tuning in for that. I don't know how long I'll be able to hang in, but I will be tuning in for that. And while we're at it, there we go. Where are you guys? Are you guys playing somewhere particular tonight? Oh, my pleasure. I need to be better about that. I've got like a set number of shout outs already kind of shortened names, and then I keep forgetting. Well, I know Jay. Yeah, I know you got the Halloween special tonight. All right. Yeah, I kind of figured that's where it was. But I figured I just figured I'd check in. Yeah, so there's some good games to switch between tonight and watch one, keep one on lurk, check in here and there. But yeah, the Jay's pulling. I think Jay's pulling out the Overgord tonight, so that's gonna be fun. Oh man, how many people in the current Jay? How many people in the current party have actually faced the Overgord before? I have a bit of concern, especially knowing. Oh boy. Oh no, no. Wait. Korg has faced the Overgord and survived. I am having a hard time believing that any of his characters would have survived an encounter with the Overgord. All right, Jeremy. I will catch you later. Oh boy, that's funny. This has the potential to be a disaster. And it's going to be. I think that will be highly entertaining to watch. But yeah, no. So I've been working on fiddling around, and I got somebody gave me a brief tutorial on adding stuff to Anna's wonderful Greyhawk map, so that I can start like plugging stuff in from the campaign to the map that I want. That I want specific locations on. Something went wrong with the file, and suddenly like some of the kingdom names were not getting the full name, and I'm not sure why they're not showing. So I something might have gotten corrupted. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna like re-download the package and re-import it because I hadn't done much with it. I had done a test run with adding one of the villages for Friday Night Crusades, the little hamlet that the players are starting off and have been helping build up, which is pretty cool. It's kind of neat. But other than that, not much new there. So once I get that, I can start adding stuff into Nyrond. I want to look at the various supplements, the mark lands, and see if there's stuff from like a player's guide to Nyrond from Living Greyhawk and such, and see if there are things that I can add. Maybe even from I don't know if there's anything in the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer that isn't already there, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe add some stuff in and find, populate the map a bit because Nyrond is very large, and there's a lot of emptiness in it. And I realize that, part of it. This is why you do regional maps as well, so that it looks a little bit more lived in. But at the same time, it'd be nice to be able to point to where these things are, relatively speaking. Well, before I forget, and I almost forgot, because this is what happens when you fiddle with something and you're working on it for too long and you lose track of time, and you kind of forget that the whole reason you were doing this was for a stream coming up. Hey, Greg, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Loyalty giveaways. We do have a giveaway, and it is now live. Good evening. How are you? So we do have a giveaway of a $10 digital product coupon for towards any digital product off of Trollord Games website. There is some new stuff out, including if you're a fan of the Codex of Erd, which even if you're not playing in Erd, the Codex of Erd and the supplements are great. Make for great source material. And they've got a new one out, and one of the new ones, I was going to try to do it off the top of my head, and I don't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head. Oh, woe is me. Aired. Boom, boom, boom. Did I not put it in the proper directory? I have not copied it over to the proper directory yet. Well, I'm really on the ball these days. Can you tell that this is a this is a professional organization here doing all this? Professional organization of one. It's me. Blame me. It's all me, all by myself. Oh man. All right. So where did I download those to? Ah, there they are. Yeah. Okay. So there are two that came out recently. There's the arid expansion to Saline Watershed, which is I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced saline, but that's a little on the nose. And then there's the Tarvine or Tarvine Belt, which includes the location and a little bit of information, a little bit of preview of the free city of Altamira by one J. Scott, otherwise known as Lord Gazumba. And, it's kind of wet your whistle for what will be coming at some point in the hopefully next year or so. The full-on Free City of Arid, not Free City of Arid, Free City of Altamira expansion, box set or however they decide to do it, for the world of Arid. So that's going to be really, really, really cool. I am looking forward to that. It's also going to have some stuff like some new classes. Some of Jay's own homebrew special classes are going to be moved over ported over to Castles and Crusades, which is going to be really cool. I'm not going to lie. I've been working on some of those classes. It may not be the same list, but if you happen to if you're a fan of Castles and Crusades and you're looking to add some more classes, one of the things you can do, and if you're looking to add some of Jay's classes, is buy a particular product from one Carlos Slicing. Jay and Carlos don't trust Jay's. Oh man, you're not wrong, Wu-Tang. You're not wrong. It's good to see you. Hey Asher, how's it going, Dale? But I was gonna say, the if you get the module that Jay and Carlos wrote, Horror in the Hools, there's a few of his specialty classes in the back of that adventure. And if you're so inclined, as I am, because I'm terrible about waiting for things that I want, you could actually get to work porting those classes from there. Just a thought. I will be doing just that very thing. I've kind of realized that, I saw that I'd forgotten that some of the well-known NPCs or PCs actually from the campaign are there. It's like, wait, there might be some of those classes too. And yes, there are. The Inquisitor's there. I believe the Thug is there. And the Brigand. I don't remember if there's... I think the Necromancer's there, but I'm not big on Necromancer as a PC class. All right, Jay, we will catch you in a little while. You're going to make Jay do it. Oh, I mean, listen, I'm buying the Altamira box set, Altamira set anyway when it comes out, because, I need it. I want it. I gotta have it. But I'm waiting not so patiently. It's coming along with the major Luke public. Okay, all right. I can't wait. It's gonna be too cool. It's gonna be way too cool. So yeah, no, I mean beyond that, it's getting to work on porting more classes, getting more stuff. And now that I know how to add stuff to Anna's maps, I will be doing some of that. But yeah, no, I ran into the issue, and I think I screwed something up. I'm not sure what. So I'll re-download the files for for QGIS, re-import them, and get to work on putting stuff in. Things like the Danforth Manor House is one thing. The location where Lord Reginald Danforth, one of the earliest NPCs, the party met. I think it was like the second or third adventure that they were on. Also currently the home of his granddaughter, Roxanne Danforth. I do want to put some more locations in for some of the Sir Reggie. I love it. I also want to put in some information, regarding some of the various strongholds that might exist. Like, there needs to be some castle locations. This is, never mind the fact we're playing Castle and Crusades, but this is a large open kingdom. And, we've got like various forts along the edge, but there is no way that there isn't a bunch of castles sitting around Niron. Now, not necessarily all of them are occupied either. That's, part of the interesting thing. But I want to put some more like landmarks, interesting places of note, because Niron is very big, and at the moment, with the way the map looks, it feels very, very empty. Oh, they're occupied. They're occupied by something. May need to clear some stuff out. I've also been trying to like dip into the history and figure out where we're at with things. Like, I need to kind of look at the player's guide to Niron, look at the locations that they did discuss, what's going on where, and then go back and work my way back through the other supplements to figure out, as far as like the TSR published lore, figure out what's there, make sure that the player's guide jives with what I want to have happened in those particular locations, and then, kind of set it up so that there are more story hooks for the party, for the various parties, and get those going. Again, we'll have another discussion at some point. I think the next discussion is going to be, in terms of organizations, the major churches in Niron, which would be as far as on the at least if not good, the non-evil, the non-flat out evil side, because the Church of Hextor is always a concern. But you'll have Hieronius, Palor, Foltus, and Zilchus. GRX Reaper Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good evening. I am. It's kind of we're kind of doing a little freeform today. I had some plans. The plans didn't quite pan out in terms of what I wanted to do. So we're just kind of like chatting up various topics. We have a Trollord Games giveaway, and something. Let me give Trollord Games a shout out. What am I doing? $10 towards any digital product off of their web store from their actual website, as opposed to Drive-Thru RPG. What else did I wanted to do? Like I said, we're going to discuss the churches. We've already discussed, we'd already discussed the adventuring companies. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. We discussed, oh my goodness, I forgot what the second thing we discussed was. Oh yeah, we discussed a couple of the orders of knights that exist in Niron. So, there's that. We want, basically want to flesh things out a bit. We want to get more information where things sit. Make the huge kingdom seem a little more lived in, because right now, again, there's a lot of things going on, but there's so much open space where there's no indication that there's anything there, and that's not the case. It's kind of I guess is one of the problems with having chosen such a large kingdom. while it's extremely interesting, all the power dynamics that have gone on there, the history of it all. When you're running a campaign that encompasses the entire kingdom, it can skew things a bit. So we want to do something to help it feel a bit more real. At some point, I want to get a better handle on the different cities and what's there, and points of interest. Like the various taverns that are important in these cities. The various locales that might be of interest. Things that would make a party take notice, prevent possible adventure hooks, and again, bring the kingdom and bring the cities to life. Speaking of the campaign, we do have our next session is going to be Harn. Okay. I might need to take a look at that. Asher, I think I figured out my problem with using mapping programs. I might just be horrible at making maps. I'm beginning to think that my learning the mapping problem isn't the issue. It's me making maps in general. It's like I look and it's like I'm never happy with what I'm doing, and it's I'll start it and I'll be like 2 minutes in. It's like, what the hell is this? I don't know what this is supposed to be, and it's a problem. It's a bit of a problem. But I'll continue to work on that. The trace feature and upgrading from OSR style to in living color. Huh? All right. So what are you doing? Are you basically just doing line drawings and then fleshing it out afterward? Because that might be a way to go. I'm starting to become convinced that what I need to do is get graph paper and start mapping everything out ahead of time, and then I hate the idea of having to do it in multiple steps, but I think I'm having an issue with picturing it, and then not without knowing what the. Okay, all right. That's yeah, no, that I could see that. Semi-transparent underlay. All right. Oh. Huh. All right. Yeah, no, I need to get much more proficient with these things and get proficient with just making maps in general. Or I can just keep buying maps like I do because, at the moment I'm able to afford it anyway. Then read the scenario and find out where his map is from. Nice. Oh boy. It's always fun when you realize that the map and the description don't jive, right? I've seen that one before. This room has no door. Oh man. They as a matter of fact, Shay and Piku have a Kickstarter for their own mapping program where like it's almost like it's almost kind of I signed up for it. I bought it because the lifetime thing for it ends up being with the exchange rate ended up being like $45 or $50 or something like that. And I've had some fun with with just doing the test run, the demo they have of it. The thing that they need, and I'm hoping, and I think they will, because they were already at like 330,000. At 375,000 or something like that is when they're going to add the ability to like move assets around, because I don't mind the pre-gen rooms, and basically being able to move around rooms around and put them here and there, whatever. But if it's always the same room with the same stuff in it, that has limited value to me. I was like, okay, I can do this a couple of times, but after a while, it's boring. It's not all that interesting. Once I've used a type of room more than once or twice, it's like, well, I don't want to use this again for another place. I need to be able to like add things to, or take things, more importantly, swap things out of a room. I don't want it to have all the same stuff again. But again, it was, in the grand scheme of things, relatively cheap. The tool is easy. Even the demo is easy enough to use. So I don't mind it so much, and I can do something with it. I could probably make enough maps just with what's there to make it worth the money that I spent. If and they are, there will be more stuff added on, so I'm not too worried about it. Dungeon Alchemist continues to frustrate me a little. I think it's too random for me. I think what it does in any given map, that any given room that it creates, I think it's like it's where the dungeon with the new Champiku one is too set. The other one is entirely too random. You don't know what you're going to get in a given room. All right, Ty. Yeah, I will be joining it as a lurker at some point, and that because I need to keep an eye on Jay's game and see what all these people who have never seen the Overgord before do when they encounter it for the first time, because that has the possibility for a lot of hilarity and a lot of death, which always makes for a good time. Oh, good time for a viewer. I don't know about it as a player. I mean, if you want your character to have an epic death, fighting an Overgord is one way to do it. Now, these characters aren't the highest of levels, so this won't be the Overgord at its peak levels. Jay's not going to send them at the max level Overgord against them, because it would wipe the floor with all of them. So I'm curious to see, what powers the Overgord has and how they cope. What else is going on? We're waiting, still waiting. Any day now, Alchemy RPG, the virtual tabletop that is very tailored towards and designed for theater of the mind. Version 1 is supposed to be releasing. They kind of screwed them. Well, not screwed themselves a bit. They made the mistake of saying it was going to release on a certain day, and then they realized that something was not working at all the way that they wanted it to, and now they corrected the mistake, and they basically said, listen, we're not going to promise a date again. We're just going to keep working on it until it's done. And Stronghold D&D, thank you all. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. And we have one of those interesting things where one person giving subs or one person doing stuff has started a hype train. We're already at level 2. So thank you very, very, very much. Really appreciate it. That's a good list of people to have gotten subs. That is four complete regulars. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. By the way, I love those little, was it TikTok, was it, I don't know if it's on TikTok or if you're doing Instagram reels of you taking down and setting up your table for with the terrain and stuff. That the time lapse video, it's pretty damn cool to watch. That's goals right there. Being able to set it up and want to set it up like that and yeah. Hey, listen, absolutely, it is inspiring to see. It's inspiring to watch and see how that whole setup comes to life. I like I like the camera work you do with it. It's really good. Um, now, one of these days, I will be able to have enough terrain to to do such things. And then, of course, the other part of that is I need to find players local to me, and that's the really hard part. I mean, honestly, if I ended up really turning my basement into a gaming room with that kind of terrain, I would literally have to do a game like Jay does, where I've got 5 remote players and I'm walking around a table. I have the room to do it, but uh, I would like need to pay I need to pay Jay to consult as a consultant to help me set that up because I don't have. I'd probably drive myself nuts in trying to get that whole thing set up. I know he's got XSplit and doing all kinds of funky stuff, and I can run it once it's set up, but I'm well past the point of wanting to go and figure all those things out myself. It's like I'll pay somebody to do that for me. But yeah, it is awesome. I thank you so much for the gift subs. I really appreciate it, and it's good group of people for the gift subs to go to. That's always a nice thing to say. Um, I did mention that we have, and I think I might have cut myself off when I was saying it. All right, Tim, have a good one. Have a great game. Have a great show. If I streamed, I wouldn't produce. It would just be the game. There it is. Watch if you like. Well, I mean, I'm not looking. I'm not even talking about making it a big production. Um, but if I'm gonna set it up so that I know that the stream is working and everything else, because I mean, I'd want to be able to let at least do some interaction with the audience. Um, you know, not going crazy where I'm talking to them full time while the game's going on. Because I don't even do that in our regular games, but be able to check in, keep an eye on what's going on, so that the audience, can do stuff for the players and things like that. Oh, uh, of course, the games would probably, if I'm doing a full terrain game, the games would really take on there'd be somewhat different, somewhat different feel to them as well. I would need, but yeah, to run those kind of games, that's the point at which I would absolutely need to have moderators and things like that for people to take care of things when I'm not, keep an eye on things when I'm not able to pay attention to chat and such. I would not do that without help. And right now, it is literally just me. So there's that. I mentioned Alchemy RPG, the VTT coming. Version 1 is coming, and I'm excited because it's going to be more usable for people who haven't subscribed to the service. So it'll be basically whoever's GMing or one person will need to have the subscription. And I already have that, and I'm not worried about it. But the players won't be limited in how many games that they can be in and such. So That'll make it more usable. It'll have basic mapping. It already has basic mapping. I'm hoping that they're going to do more, more stuff for basic functionality for the mapping. Like fog of war is kind of like you draw it on the screen as far as where the fog is and such. I want that, a little more automated. And hopefully that will come at some point. I'm not too concerned about it because right now I'm not using fog of war at all. My fog of war is how much I zoom in on the screen while my players are watching. That's fog of war. I really should get on that and get accustomed to Owlbear Rodeo. I'm not worried about automation. They've got some of the games that they have for it have character sheets and such built in. I have no need for people to have their character sheets within the VTT. I'm perfectly happy with them keeping track on pencil or paper on their own PDFs, whatever the case may be. I don't need it. I don't plan on doing like automated dice rolling. There is a dice roller. If people wanted to use it, they can use it. I'm not worried about it. But for Theater of the Mind, it's got a lot of great tools. It has its own video chat system built in, which I've used it a couple of times and it works. It's worked okay when I've used it in the past. I haven't tried it lately. So, for streaming, it might actually simplify things for streaming. And it also has some neat features for providing more ambiance in a Theater of the Mind setting. Being able to, send information packets to players, passing notes to them and doing some really, really cool stuff just to add, make more complete immersion into the game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's going to release. I'd really love for it to release tomorrow. That would be a great trick or treat. In other news, the last, and I say this with a heavy caveat, knowing that me being me, I can't, necessarily take assume that I won't go crazy again. But the last of the Kickstarters I have that are currently out for miniatures is now on a boat from China to the U.S. This is what was supposed to have been Blacklist Games Fantasy Series 2. Blacklist kind of screwed the pooch and they ended up basically selling the rights for the miniatures to what's the name of the company? Wildspire Miniatures, who I will say, we're paying extra for the minis, but they made the minis, basically they're printing the minis themselves. They did not get any money. Basically, they were just given the rights to, take it off the Blacklist game. They might have paid something towards it, but I think it, for something that cost me like $75 or $80 or whatever to start, I think we paid another $30 and we're paying shipping again. Which, considering it's going to be for 200 something minis, and if they're as good as Fantasy Series 1, that is a freaking steal and a half, even with the extra money. Even with the extra money spent. Those miniatures have been printed. They have been shipped to the various local distribution centers. The stuff for the U.S. is supposed to be arriving is scheduled to arrive like around December 1st or so. The boat left China yesterday, which means depending on how long it actually takes for it to arrive, and then the shipping process, sometime between Christmas and maybe Christmas and January 6th or so. I will dip all of them in red and call them done. All right. Better yet, I'll just throw I'll just dip them all in black primer or gray primer and say, hey, they're all painted. There we go, done. Unless the fine print doesn't say great detail, I just that's what I'll do. But yeah, no, those should arrive, and then my miniatures collection is more or less what it's going to be until I get a better handle on what the hell it is I have. Because for all I know, I might have about 200 orcs by now. Not a bad thing to have, but you can only use so many orcs. But yeah, no, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. But it's there's cool stuff. We've got our next Embers of Empire session scheduled for Sunday, December 7th, featuring the Righteous Hands. Oh, that's the other thing for Fantasy Series 2. They gave us the STLs for them. So, if I had a resin printer and I wanted to print another set of them, I could. I don't have a resin printer. I'm not going to get a resin printer just because I can't deal with my having a dog and not having a great location for it for ventilation and such. I'm not going through that whole thing. Last thing I need to do is accidentally be poisoning my dog. But yeah, no, I do have the STLs for that. But yeah, Sunday, December 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. The Righteous Hands, who I actually need to contact Alex and see if he's available, because I know he's not checking Discord these days. He told me as much, so I have to reach out to him on Facebook and see if he's interested, because he wished he had been able to make the last session during Virtual Greyhawk Con. He was actually in the audience, watching for a bit, or watching for a while. See if I can get him in. Which Starfall will be joining us for that? Because Wiley is not able to make it, and I'm not sure what Coco's status is at this point. I know she's doing some stuff, but I don't know that she's got the bandwidth necessary. Which Starfall will be joining us, which is cool. She fit in nicely for the virtual Greyhawk Con session, and you will have a ranger. Now I have to decide what I'm doing for you for an adventure. That's always fun. And beyond that, we're kind of gearing up for the end of year fun. So we'll see where that goes. See the things that need to be, starting to get ready for next year. So mapping, doing more organizational notes for the campaign. Yeah, there's time off to enjoy. But I don't want next year we start off with Paige, and then I am still going away the second weekend, or the last weekend of January. It's like the last weekend of January, first week of February. I'll be gone. And then we've got, after that, there's the fundraiser. Yeah, I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Jamaica by myself. I checked to see whether or not it's possible to go to this resort by myself, because technically it's a couples resort, and I need that. There'll be other people there, Yeah, there will be other people there. The only time it's going to be maybe a little awkward is when I'm having like dinner, because beyond that, it's fine. I don't care. I do my own thing. Having dinner by myself might be a little strange, but whatever. But I need there are people there that I've known for 8 years now. I don't know after that when I'll be back. So, and I didn't get to say a proper goodbye to a lot of them last time because things got kind of weird at the end as far as timing of stuff. So I want to make sure that I see the people, have some conversations and such, and just in case it doesn't happen again, this time be a proper send off, and I need my week of relaxation. But yeah, then after that we've got the fundraiser, and then once the fundraiser's done, suddenly there's only a month to go before GaryCon. And then, next thing you know, we get out of GaryCon and it's almost April already. And I'm wondering where, the year has already started going. And then, we head into the summer months and all kinds of wackiness. And I've got family engagements in May and June. And I need to, use hopefully what'll be quiet end of the year here. Hoping. So that I can get set up for next year so that I can do the things that I wanted to do with including more groups, getting more people playing, doing it on a more regular cadence, and having it planned out better. So I'm not sitting at the this time next year wondering why I never got anything done. Planning's needed, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I need to be better prepared for stuff. That's what I need to do. All right. With that having been said, it is just about time. I am going to close the raffle soon. If you haven't already, exclamation point ticket to enter for $10 towards $10 gift card for any digital product from Trollord Games website. I want to thank everybody for joining in today. We will be raiding Lord Gazumba shortly, so if you can hang out for the raid, that would be awesome. But we're going to be doing the giveaway shortly, so last chance to enter. I will be closing the giveaway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing giveaway. Drawing a winner. Chris, congratulations. I will get you the code right after this. Greg, I will absolutely do that. Well, it's not a new game. I've been adding additional groups and stuff for the Embers of Empire campaign. So it's a matter of having more players, more party members. Honestly, just kind of, I'm kind of using Jay's model for it because doing a regular game and finding a group of people that can do a regular game long term is hard. Most of the people who can do long term games are in long term games already, and it's not easy on it's not easy on me. It's not easy on everyone else. So I found this model works much better, but I just need to get better at planning it out in advance so that those people who are interested get into games and keep it going. All right, raiding into Lord Gazumba. Everybody have a happy Halloween tomorrow, and if you need something to do, if you're looking for something to do after all the candy's been given out, or something while you're handing out candy at night, we do have Friday Night Crusades tomorrow night in the Discord. Feel free to come in, listen in, create a character, however you want to do it, and it's a good time. We have a good group, and always happy to have more people hang out, join in, whatever. So, raiding into Lord Gazumba. See you all on the flip side.